The following is an exclusive presentation of the Dragon Sports Network. The following is a presentation of the Dragon Sports Network. Game Night is presented by Clean Harbors Environmental Services. Clean Harbors is North America's leading provider of environmental and industrial services. The company serves a diverse customer base which includes a majority of Fortune 500 companies and spans a number of industries including chemical, energy, and manufacturing, as well as numerous government agencies. These customers rely on Clean Harbors to deliver a broad range of services such as end-to-end hazardous waste management, emergency spill response, industrial cleaning and maintenance, and recycling services. Through its Safety Clean subsidiary, Clean Harbors also is North America's largest re-refiner and recycler of used oil and a leading provider of parts washers and environmental services to commercial, industrial, and automotive customers.
Coach, let's talk about the Smackover game and your thoughts on it.
Very competitive contest. We wanted to unveil a different style of play, especially in response to that Prescott game, and I think we did just that. We were able to execute our ground game very effectively. We had 20 plus totes for around 260 or so. That's a mark we really like, especially when you talk about the usage and being able to utilize our guys. Wasn't as efficient as we wanted to be in our short passing game. And then in our blocking schemes, but that's part of growing up. We've got a very young football team, regardless of classification, and seeing our guys competing that fast, it was great offensively. Defensively, we were stellar. I thought we played probably our most physical football. Again, a couple of kinks here and there, but we're working those things out as a young team. But seeing them come downhill and tackle as well as they were was what really impressed me. Coaches did a great job with that. Special teams. I'm just going to be quite frank, has been a little lackluster, but Coach Smith has done a tremendous job. Jack's done a great job of working out some live drills and things that we can address with personnel to take care of our kids in the special teams, because that's the tip of the spear. That's the key, is winning the battle in special teams, and I think we did that well enough to win last Friday or when we played Smackover, and hats off to our kids for doing that.
Coach, take one thing from the Smackover game. You looked at it and go, man, okay, they understand what I'm saying now. One thing that you really saw out of the game that you like?
Our line play, both sides. Our defensive and offensive lines have ascended. I know with such a high-profile group of kids that we have in our skill positions, how explosive they are, the linemen, and it's just universal. They get lost in translation. But when they play the way they did this last contest, with our sack output, pressures on the quarterback, making him get that ball out when he don't want to. It takes the best coverage is pressure on the quarterback, and our guys get to the quarterback as well as any group. And then on the offensive line perspective, Hayden, the H's, the tight ends, and those offensive linemen were creating holes that I could have driven a truck through. And if we do those things, which we've been pressing our young linemen that have been kind of passive aggressive to be more assertive and dominant up front with their play. They responded to that, and we were so proud to see our guys play Dragon football in those facets of the game.
Name one thing that you looked at and said, okay, we have got to work on this. They're still not getting it, but if they'll listen, they can get it. One thing that you would like to see improve?
Kickoff coverage and protection and field goal. I'm not watching another field goal get blocked. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it as a program. We got to take more pride in special teams. There was a couple of times on those kickoffs against Smackover, the kid trips himself. He might have scored, and that's happened all year. And I don't plan to see it happening anytime forward, going forward.
Coach, you had a bye week. Talk about what you did on the bye week.
Got back to basics. The best I've ever been around on all levels of football, take you back to basics when the time's there. And I ain't talking about just from a football perspective. I mean getting back to the organic side of man, taking time away from it. focusing on our future. We've got a bunch of young guys that are getting ready to ascend into upperclassmen, and we got upperclassmen getting ready to turn into men in society. When you get a bye week, you can take time for them to reflect and remind them of what we're doing this for and why, and that football is a tool for us to progress ourselves into a better future, but prepare us for the everyday game of life. And we got back to that facet. We had a wonderful donor, a couple that took care of our guys one night, took us to the Blind, which is about a Junction City alum or a guy that worked in the district, and Phil Robertson. And it was a special evening for the 7th through 12th Dragons to get to come take part in that wonderful documentary / film, and just kind of relive the life of a guy that's from these same grounds and these same woods and streets, and how being able to adapt and overcome can really spur you into a better life, and having faith and things more than just yourself and your own ambitions, but working and living for others. We got back to those things this week, and our guys rechanneled themselves, and it's very easy to get distracted, but our guys were able to get recentered on their reason, their why, and then on the basics, the fundamentals of our tackling, of our blocking, of our passing, of our running, and all that good stuff. And so anytime you get a chance to sit down and do that, and then obviously we had our fall break as well, so our kids got a little bit of a brain break from the school part of stuff. I mean, it feels like we're starting the season over again, and I'm excited.
Coach, you brought the freshmen up, and there had been talk that when the freshmen come up, several of them will see playing time. Talk about this freshman group and what you expect out of them.
Tremendous potential in that group. They've got linemen, they've got skill, they've got tenacity, they've got the want to. A lot of them come from great Junction City stock, and the dynamic of our team's definitely changed when you get the rebirthing of kids coming in that were the dogs in junior high, and they were the stars or they were the starters, and all of a sudden they come into senior high. It's just again another tool placed in this wonderful game to remind you what you're doing it for. And as an upperclassman, it's your duty to kind of help them break down that anxiety and help them work through the hesitations and the fears with your own example and having their back and grooming them. Our freshmen will ascend accordingly, like everyone else. I do see in the future, maybe even tonight, a couple of those guys getting some time on the field if the upperclassmen, again, adhere to our standard and take care of the game for them, for those young guys to get out there, then they will get that PT, and I hope to see them succeed well.
Coach, you got the Hampton Bulldogs tonight. Start with the offense. What can we expect out of them?
They're going to do some wing slot stuff, try to speed the game up, but also slow it down on their end where they're smart. They're going to be efficient. They're going to try to hold the ball from us. When they get to where they need a play, they will get in the spread. They'll get in quads, which is 4 receivers to one side and a single to the other, and they'll try to air it out. I'm sure he'll have a few more things up his sleeve. Coach Morphus is a great coach. He does a great job of getting his kids and maximizing who they are and what they can do to best fit their chances for success. But they're going to be they're very fundamentally sound, and they're going to play as hard as they can.
Defensively?
They'll give us a 5-2 look, a traditional bear look. They'll have those wide nines out there like we've played and play currently. And they're going to make you beat them throwing the football. They're going to load the box. They're going to have 7 in the box at least. And so we're going to take advantage of whatever they give us in that regards and get after them.
A couple of things you want to see out of your team tonight that's on your mind, like I need to see this happen tonight and that happen.
I just want to see a full game of togetherness, execution, like playing with a chip on our shoulder. I want to see a full brand of Dragon football, and by that I mean a community of men that are coming to compete for each other to such a high degree that the guys that started the game are sitting back watching the guys that have been working like those freshmen to get in the game, and us having that fellowship, the community and the stands being involved and engaged because everyone's getting a chance and everyone's doing their part. I want to see a brand of Dragon football that we haven't played this year, and it's 4 quarters of it. I want to see my starters out there when they're not in, encouraging the kids that are, and vice versa. And I want to see my coaches coaching their best football game, and I want to see myself be able to present the best opportunities for them to do so. And so, just everybody do their job. That's what I think is the most important thing tonight.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Appreciate you.
I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and welcome to This Week in Dragon Football History. Of course, we're talking about the week of October 16th through the 22nd. And around this time of year or a little bit later, for the most part, Junction City always, or seems to anyway, take on the Hampton Bulldogs. Of course, tonight is the 46th meeting between these two teams. Junction City leads the series 35-10. And there have been some big games in this series, dating back all the way back to 1956 in a big showdown. The Dragons won it 13-6 over the Bulldogs. And then jump up to the 1970s. In 1977, in a big conference game, the Dragons won it late thanks to a Steve Jones fumble return touchdown, 21-16. And you jump on up to 2001 in a battle again for the conference title. This time, the Bulldogs bit the Dragons, winning 13-12. If you go back about 25 years, in 1976, Coach Al Boland's, you might call them Miracle Dragons, picked to finish last in the 5A. The Dragons missed going to the state playoffs by one game. The one game that did help them have a chance at the state playoffs was a victory over Hampton by a score of 9-6. Just some of the games in this series that dates all the way back to 1955, and like I said a while ago, the 46th meeting between these two. Today's date is October the 20th, so let's look at games played on October the 20th. Not really a good day for the Dragons, what games I could find here. 1927, they lost to Homer, 25-6. In 1950, Stamps put a licking on them, 33-7. And then, of course, the team we don't really want to talk about, the Smagover Buckaroos, shut out the Dragons on this date in 1972 by a score of 24-0. However, Junction City has won a few games on the date of October 20th. In 1966, they defeated the Camden B team 34-20. And in our featured game, October 20th, 1961, 62 years ago tonight, the Dragons defeated Southside of Monroe 26-6. And I'm going to say a name I'm sure if you're a true Dragon fan, you've heard it before and you know plenty about him already. Let's talk about a guy by the name of Bob McKinnon. That Southside victory over Monroe, he rushed for over 140 yards, including a 75-yard touchdown run, a 30-yard interception return, and then he broke loose on another long run and got to the 10-yard line, was getting tackled, lateraled the ball to a teammate who took it across for a score. He ran 65 yards on that rush play. That's not all. He had double-digit in tackles, over 10 for the game. Junction City defeated, as I said a while ago, Southside Monroe 26-6, and there's you an example of why Robert Bob McKinnon is in the Dragon Football Wall of Honor. I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and this has been This Week in Dragon Football History. From the heart of Calhoun County, it's Boyd Arnold Stadium in Hampton, Arkansas, where tonight those Canines from Calhoun County will host the Junction City Dragons in the 46th meeting between these two South Arkansas rivals. Hello, I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and we welcome you to game night. You just heard Coach Devin Ball talk about the past couple of weeks in tonight's game, and then, of course, we did This Week in Dragon Football History. We had a chance to visit with second-year head coach for the Hampton Bulldogs, Chris Morphus, and talk to him briefly about his teams and the struggles they face this season. Coach, talk about the season so far and, what you're battling here at Hampton.
Well, I mean, we've started out 0-6. We're playing a lot with a lot of young kids. I mean, we're back. We have 32 dressed out tonight with freshmen, and out of the 32, we've got 16 sophomores and we got 8 freshmen dressed out. So we've got 6 juniors and 3 seniors, and we've had an uphill battle, but our kids hadn't quit on us all year. They worked their butts off, and they're playing hard for 4 quarters. We just got to get over the youth battle, and when we got here last year, we had a lot of things that were outside of our control that we had to corral, and we had a lot of issues that we had to work through, but these kids have hung with it and battled through. So it's just been an uphill process and a tough schedule to boot. So,
Coach, what are some of the things you're looking for out of your team or you're trying to establish?
I mean, right now with what we have, we're just wanting to show progress. I mean, just get better. Play for 4 quarters, work your butt off. Keep getting after people, be aggressive, and don't show any fear. Just don't back down from anybody. And, as they get older and bigger, of course, the wins are going to come. It's just right now they're a little overmatched in a lot of areas, but, man, they play with a lot of heart and they play with a lot of pride, and that's what we're looking for is just keep playing with that heart and pride, and the rest is going to work itself out as they keep getting older.
Coach, talk about what you would like to do offensively.
Well, I mean, offensively, we want to run the ball. I mean, that's no secret. I mean, that's a secret to anybody winning games, really, if you ask me. But I mean, we want to be able to run the ball and then mix in some passing game to keep the sticks moving. As teams start cheating the run and to keep people honest. And right now everything goes through our quarterback position, and we got some young kids at the running back spot that are learning their way and trying to get better up front. So I mean, we want to run it and then work in the pass. I mean, I don't any other way to tell you. I mean.
Defensively, what would you like to do?
Well, I mean, you always want to stop the run and tackle the ball. I mean, we tell our guys, I mean, I guess it goes all the way back to Lombardi. It's running, blocking, and tackling. We want to run and tackle. I mean, and that's we're big on containment. We're big on keeping everybody bottled up, so we got a chance. We're not the fastest team, and we just want to play and try to keep guys in the box so we have a good chance to rally and make the tackle.
Coach, thank you for your time, sir.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Mr. Plummer.
All right, and that was Coach Chris Morrison talking about his Hampton Bulldogs and the season they are battling so far. 0-6 on the year, trying to get their first win. Of course, Junction City is trying to notch victory number 5. Interesting little story with Coach Morrison. When we pulled up, he saw us and come over to talk. He said, "I know who you guys are." He said, "DSN." He said, "Folks, we're going to hold up just a second. We got the prayer."
Please bow your heads. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game we are about to play. Give each one of us the courage to play the game in a manner which by our words and our actions is pleasing to you. Let us enter into the competition in a spirit of sportsmanship and with respect for members of each opposing team. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of his presence with us in this game. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're back. The story I was telling, he was offensive line coach at Poen in 2020 when we went up there, I believe, second round of the state playoffs. He was offensive line coach. He was not at the game due to an illness, but he found out we were streaming the game. So he was able to use his phone, call in, and coach the game from his bed watching the DSN stream. So I've had folks tell us we had a pretty good stream. They enjoyed watching it. I never had a coach say, hey, I used the stream to coach with. So I thought an interesting story to share as we move on to the next segment of our program.
All right, fellas, y'all ready?
I am ready.
It is this time, moment in the show for opinions. Sounds like we're not the only ones having technical difficulties, huh?
I believe everybody is tonight.
I believe everybody is tonight. We're going to jump right into it, guys. Here we go. I've got a quick matchup here. It's the series is tied 7-7 since 2008. We're going to start off in the 5A conference. That's Nettleton at Forest City. I couldn't tell you mascots or anything of this. I think you know some Forest City, don't you, Wayne?
I know a little bit of Forest City now. It's been a while, but I do know I think this is a pretty bit of a rival game.
Let me make my quick. I'll take Nettleton.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to get you to help me out. I tell you what, just to argue with you, I'll go Forest City.
I'll go Forest City. Just it's hard to beat a good team at home.
Tell Brennan to stop paying attention to that baseball game and tell us his pick.
Nah,
I'm
he's
gonna
swatting
roll
off.
with Nettleton. There was a giant bug over here.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna roll with Nettleton on that one.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Mayflower at Bauxite. It's in the 4A. Bauxite leads that series 3-2 since 2001. I'll go with the home team, Bauxite.
I tell you what, this one I'll agree with you on Bauxite.
Let's keep it rolling. I'll go Bauxite.
Make it 4 for 4.
All right.
That's rare.
Let's do that. What is it, the Saline River Showdown?
Showdown.
That's Monticello at Warren. I heard from the Miss Warren Lumberjack that this is senior night tonight, last home game for Warren. I think Warren's going to hopefully they can keep Bo in the game this Friday night. They said something about he let them have it this past Friday night. But I say Bo stays in the game and takes the game winner, Warren.
Bo doesn't have to get too worked up tonight. Warren will take care of business.
Well, we'll go 3 for 3. Let's go, Brennan.
I gotta make it 4 for 4.
Let's go.
All right, let's jump to college real quick here. Got an interesting one here brewing. That'll be Penn State at Ohio State.
Oh.
I can tell you right now, a State's going to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go all white, Penn State on that one.
Okay, I just knew you was going to say Ohio State and make Alan Russell happy, so I
No,
could
ain't
go
gonna say
opposite.
Ohio.
I am going Penn State. White out, baby.
No, I'm going Ohio State. Buckeyes going to take care of business.
Oh, crap.
Ohio State's gonna roll in that one.
Oh,
I hate to say it for Alan Russell, but
All right, we got another interesting one. Here's in the Michigans. Michigan against Michigan State. I say that Michigan is going to steal a sign from State and take it to the house and win it. Stealing a sign.
I'm going Michigan State.
Yeah, I think Michigan State's going to get the upset.
Oh, shoot.
I hate to say it.
Oh,
we got to go with Michigan State.
Oh, okay. Okay, that'll work.
Another interesting one, Duke at Florida State.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Let's see here. It's at Florida State. It's a night game. Tomahawk chop, Florida State.
Yeah, I don't think Duke has the rebounding abilities they've had in the past. Well, wait a minute. We're talking Duke football?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're not bad.
Oh, Florida State, baby, all the way.
Well, last time I checked,
We're going to skip Rocket on this one.
Go ahead, Brendan. We're listening.
Kyrie Irving's going to drop 40 on them, okay? I don't care who Duke puts out on the field. I'm not cheering for Florida. I ain't picking Florida. We going Duke. Let's go.
I'm going to have to roll with Joey Davis on this one, and Seminoles are going to roll.
Well, I got a Rangers fan up here wanting us to predict the Astros and the Rangers. Since the Rangers are my team, I'm going to stay out of this one.
They got the benches cleared right now.
How about you, Wayne?
Well, I tell you what, to stay on the good side of two individuals in particular, I won't call no names, but everybody knows who they are. We will go Astros all the way. Look, don't
Rocket's going to stay clean on it too, right?
No, heck no, I ain't staying.
say, I don't want Rocket
No,
to stay
them dirty Astros just hit Garcia because he had an absolute bomb last inning, and now they're playing dirty.
No, that's the way you supposed to play baseball. That's the way you played it back in the day.
Rangers are taking it in 6.
He missed him throwing 101 at Alvarez's head last inning. I think he forgot to say that part. You know, that's
he left that out.
You stomp on the plate after your home run, you get it. You throw it, you big man for the Astros.
That's just playoff baseball.
We're gonna call it dirty. You're fixing to get 98 from Abreu to the ribs. It's just what it is. Baseball. Don't show out if you don't want it back.
There you go. And on that note,
but I think the Astros sit good if they get back. I mean, they haven't played good home baseball, but we've hit Evaldi better than Montgomery. Montgomery has been an absolute unit in this postseason for the Rangers. I mean, he has done it. It would have been fantastic to steal Game 5. Don't get me wrong, but if we can get it to Game 7, I like our chances.
All right, fair enough. All right, for the crew here from Boyd Arnold Stadium in Hampton, we say so long, and we will see you next week on game night. Coming up shortly, the 46th meeting between Hampton and Junction City.
Game Night is presented by Clean Harbors Environmental Services on the Dragon Sports Network. The following has been an exclusive presentation of the Dragon Sports Network.